Bursting blues with a laugh in my eye. Shades of wonder got me on a high. We spin stories in purple and gold. Girls got colors nobody can hold. We mix it up, we make it new. Splashy and bold, that's how we do. Running on fun, we won't slow down. Paint the town, turn it upside down. Push out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my head. Painting out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the dream team, the brush out crew.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Toss. It is Monday. I wanted to open up with some happiness, and so that's why I included here. I gotta advertise here. You can get your shirt too in the shop. But I wanted to open up with some joy and some happiness. That's why we started out with some bacon, because if you haven't eaten yet, you should, because breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so they say. But I welcome in. I'm Dreaming Tabitha, an artist here on YouTube, and today we are going to be doing Sub-Zero drawing per the subscribers, the members, the dreamers over on the Patreon, the patrons of the arts. And I am so sorry if you hear like traffic outside. There's some construction going on down the road, and they're using our road to navigate all their stuff. Like, dear God, it sounds like Optimus Prime is rolling out outside. But anyway, yeah, so we did, when last we met, we created Kitana over here, and I've learned a lot about Mortal Kombat since then. Some things I'm on the fence about. Mo said Maria was wrong. I mean, not in so many words, but sort of. At least I got confused in any case. And so I put up the poll for the members and the subscribers and the patrons of the art. And you guys, of course, Larry let me know that anytime you put ninjas on the board, it's gonna be ninjas. Like, I was really hoping for Johnny Cage, and we also had Melina posted up there. Apparently that's the sister of this gal. So I thought, oh, why not? Let's put a chick up there. But no, Sub-Zero won out. Apparently he's like, besides Scorpion, he's like the guy. And so we're doing Sub-Zero, and then the members here on YouTube decided what kind of energy he was going to bring to the table. And I was hoping it was going to be like post-fight exhaustion, because I thought that would be super funny and creative and cool. But no, you guys said we want rage. And so I'm going to have to figure out how to draw rage. I can draw angry, but and we'll talk more about this later on, but as you develop your skills with expressions, drawing the expressions, you find out that rage is quite different from anger, and we should probably know this from personal experience in our day-to-day walk in life and everything. And then the patrons of the art have determined the arena, because my plan, bring it in. Here's the plan. Is that I'm going to create and draw an arena and have these two face off. And then I want to see who, I can't say anymore. Otherwise, you're probably going to answer in the chat. So, but yeah, we're going to have Kitana and Sub-Zero face off in a, I'll let you know. If you want to know, you have to become a patron. If you want to know what the options are and what won out. But until then, you're just going to have to wait. Indeed. So, we have also updated the menu. There is an item on the menu. Well, there's an item that we have available that is not on the menu right now, but we're working on it. Apparently people are hungry, and we got to, it's what it is. But anyway, over there on the kick side, Grape saying hello like a fool. Larry Knight says Tabitha time on kick. And then over here on the UBTuby side, we have DL hitting us with everything and the kitchen sink. available to our subscribers over here. Well, our members. Rogies throwing us with the elixir. I have mine in my little cauldron right here. Perfect elixir. Speaking of Maria, there she is saying, "Good morning, Neverland." Maria is on a journey to creating her own comic. You should go check out Maria's channel to see the updates. She's even gotten a response from one of the big time YouTubers here in the art district of YouTube. You should totally check it out. She's got some amazing updates. Really happy and proud of her progress. Okay, it's so good. It's so good. iCanalist, good morning. Spider, hello. Yes, good to be back. I know I started the intro and I felt a little nervous. Like I had never done this before, trying to remember just how to do this again. And well, here we are, just doing what we do. Grape, hello, there you are. The Patrick McCartney, not just any Patrick, but the Patrick. Maria says now she wants bacon, but she had feta cheese. What a silly kind of breakfast. That doesn't sound substantial at all. The fantastic sarcastic. Look at that amazing avatar. Look at that. I finished a commission yesterday. Just saying. And I got to mail it out because it was, Maria, you'll be proud of me. It was a hand-drawn, hand-colored commission piece. I'm staring at it now, and boy, is it beautiful. I had a lot of fun with this project yesterday. It's good to be back to tangible media, but I do love me the digital. I will say it's super convenient, but you can email me. I do have, let's see, we're going into this new month. I have the big commission is in progress, along with another one. So I do have another slot. It's the new month. What a way to start March, by the way. Dear God, it's March. Yesterday, March 1st, finishing a commission, open for more work. Email me at dreamingtabitha@gmail.com if you would like your own custom emoji. Well, not emoji, but chibi, because that's what I do. But yeah, you can see I provide the variety. Logical Spark, good morning, good morning. Hulk Smash, top of the morning to you two. Out, getting in the spirit of the Saint Patrick's. Untamed Mando says, I have crap to do this morning, but you were missed last week and glad you're back. Thank you. It's good to see you all. Yes, you did. You got a response from Kesh Art, which is amazing. And he wants Maria's comic whenever it's finished. That is so cool. Good for you. Good for you. And I get everybody know. Reese, good morning. Tabitha and everybody else. I like that. Brett, good morning. Good morning. There you are. Hire her. That is all. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's my commercial. The fantastic sarcastic said that you should hire me. And if anybody says that you should hire me, it should be the fantastic sarcastic. I had a lot of fun with this commission piece as well. You should check out Fantastic's channel where he does gaming with Sevi on Sundays. And that was quite the piece. If I might divulge just a wee bit, he was like, I know you don't do a lot of background stuff. He's like, but I really want a lot of detail in I really, really want a lot of detail in the background. And I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. And it was a challenge. And I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun with it. I told him, I was like, this is going to take a little longer than I normally would take because this is a learning curve and because I primarily do portraits, and this actually was great for me because now I'm going to be working more on backgrounds because I don't really know how to do backgrounds. And so that was a really great practice session, if you will. Spider as well. Look at that amazing avatar over here. I love to see all these people with my artwork and as their avatars. That's so cool. I can vouch for the commissions for $2 and people gonna be like, so they're gonna try to take these. I'm like, what? Maria for two. I did get $1 or a 99-cent thing. I just haven't added it to the menu. So I'm just wait. You're going to be flabbered. Your gastids will be flabbered. I know. Fantastic said something nice about me. Woo! Anyway, I can show it. I will. And Tabitha is saying something nice about Fantastic. Wow, this is a really bright Monday. Monday. Don't worry, we will show off some pieces, but today we're going to get over to what I have been working on, Sub-Zero. And he's not the one that says get over here, right? He doesn't say anything, right? He doesn't really speak from what I understand. Um from what I understand. I watched the movie yesterday. Not yesterday, day before yesterday. I watched the movie. And not the old one, but the newer one where there's part 2 is coming out. And so that's kind of what have inspired all of this stuff as well. And it was fun. It was fun. Signs of the apocalypse. Stop it. um but it was muddled. It was muddled. I enjoyed it for what it was, but given the fact that it was made in the 2020 era, the 20s, the roaring 20s, the fact that Mortal Kombat was made in the 20s, but it felt like it had 80s energy or aesthetic, but not in a good way, right? This is the same argument that I had with Rings of Power. Like, Rings of Power is made in the roaring 20s, but it's giving early 90s, late 80s vibes. That is not good. As much as we enjoyed the 80s and the 90s film and TV show era, when you're investing that much more money, and we've come this far when it comes to production, lighting, scripting, acting in and of itself, and costume design, why in the world do we have 80s era quality, production quality to that extent in the roaring 20s? So that's how I feel about the Mortal Kombat movie, is that it was fun, but it wasn't good. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was a little bit confusing too, and it was gimmicky, but then again, I'm not familiar with the game, so I'm like, how much I remember Mo saying there was, like, lore, but then they added lore because there was none for this, there was for that. So, I am the trailer for the second one has me intrigued, and then the information that Maria and many of you have provided for me have made me want to watch it. I get the impression based on this trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 that they dug a little deeper and I think took a little bit more time in the storyline aspect. But I could be wrong because, again, it's just a trailer. But just from the trailer alone, it makes me hopeful that they upgraded the quality of the story. But that's me. 6.5 out of 10 tacos for Maria when it comes to Mortal Kombat, the movie. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't even know, I might do the 6. I would leave off the point 5. 6.5 is good. It's good. Thanks for the follow over there on Kick, by the way. Welcome in. But Tabs, I was waiting for you to open commissions again. I just sent another order. Well, Larry, I will get there too. I'll get there. Stranger Things achieved the 80s vibe successfully. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to find the right word to describe what I was going for. It's that, back in the 80s, there was this endearing momentum that they had where it was like, we didn't know, quote unquote, we didn't know any better. And so with what we had, it was good. It was amazing because people put their heart and their soul into it. With this Mortal Kombat film, it's like I said, it was like having the 80s production quality without the knowledge, it was as if somebody from the 80s who has learned nothing about progress when it comes to filmmaking decided, I ain't changing nothing about what I used to do, and I'm going to stick to the format I've always done. And that is what we produced, but with some fancy CGI. Like that was like what it got. Like there was no progression in the filming. That's what it felt like for me. Yeah, corny special effects. Some of it was just it was just bad. So all right, Sub-Zero. So this is like my starter. It's not like the most amazing. And of course, I've got my reference over here because I'm like, how, there were several different references that I looked at for Sub-Zero, trying to figure out what encapsulates his personality, especially as a normie. Like, what did I get from Sub-Zero? He's very good at what he does. He's a little bit slinky. He does seem like he's very angry based off of the film, because I don't really I haven't played the video games. So I with this base, I'm trying to figure out how am I going to make him look rageful as per requested by the members. So one of the things I was like, if you don't know what the difference between like anger and rage is, let's draw a little smiley face, and we've got some eyes here. Is one way to do anger is where you're just like Mr. Angry Eyes, like Mr. Potato Head, right? He's just angry. This is more of like an upset, right? And then you just add like this, and suddenly we are angry. Rage is like we really, oh man, it's just worse than ever before. And then we kind of add more towards the face as well. Let's get rid of this mouth here. And it's more, there's a lot more like I say, aggression. There's a lot more passion and energy in what you're doing. That's kind of the difference between frustration, anger, and rage. Like, rage is where you're putting all of your energy into your anger. Anger is like you can be mad. Oh, it's just another tier level above frustration. But rage is you about to break a fool in half. So that's what we have to try to do with this. But the other problem, the challenge, I shall say, is that Sub-Zero always has a mask on. And so that is going to be interesting when it comes to the expressions. So therefore, if you need to translate a certain kind of energy or expression into your character, but they have a majority of their face covered, how are you supposed to convey that kind of energy or emotion? Body language. So I'm trying to figure out how to make his body look enraged. Now, when you're doing an action and you're enraged, again, just like the facial expression that goes from frustration to anger to rage, is that it takes all of you. Like, it is every fiber of your being. You can sit quietly and be angry. If you're full of rage, there are little ticks or actions that you take. Rage is like, it's just astronomical. Like, you can't help but like twitch or fidget or do something. And typically your muscles all get tight because your body is under stress because you want to take action, and it's taking everything within you to control that emotion. And that takes it out on the rest of your body. Like, your shoulders are stressed and your hands are stressed and whatever the case, your stomach, your back. So I have to figure out how to translate rage into a character whose face is predominantly covered. So thanks, members, and all of you wonderful people here on YouTube, for giving me this challenge. To be fair, it is my own fault because I didn't really think it through when I gave you the options. So, we got a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Free next Tuesday. Ooh, the Tuesday before MegaCon. Maria, come join me. That'll be great. We'll do it. The mouth give more rage, but then Sub-Zero has a mouth. Yeah. I have one less element to work with. Yes, but this is the easiest element to work with. Making somebody look angry or rageful versus trying to make their body, especially I think in chibi form. I'm like, you're raging that you don't have tacos? That's awesome. If this helps, Sub-Zero doesn't really show rage in his face. Scorpion does. Yeah, maybe I need to yes, the eyes can show rage, but the thing is too, so you can see I've kind of got a starter going on over here. I can attempt to make this look more, whatever, but one of the problems is that what was I saying? Oh, his eyes are glowing. So, right, at least from like every reference that I've seen. Let me hang on. Let me double check something here. Sub-Zero. Yeah, his eyes are always glowing. So, You know, it's not like Anakin Skywalker. By the way, if you type in like Sub-Zero or like Mortal Kombat chibis, my stuff comes up because apparently there's not a lot of them. How cool is that? Anyway, yeah, so I've been looking up like facial expressions for rage and all this kind of stuff just to see how we can do it because that's not one of my strengths. It's not an expression that I do, which is part of the growth aspect of where we are right now. So I liked this pose, but it's still very dancer, right? It's very dancer. It's not rage at all. So let's see if we can mix it up a little bit. Cole Hauser, remember for 1 month says, hail Tabitha, hail. Looks like your channel is doing well over there, Cole Hauser. He talks a lot about Transformers, does some video gaming. Check him out. You just leave me high and dry. See the Deadpool movies for emoting in a mask. That's a good idea. I should. But a lot of that is the tone as well, right? I guess it depends on how anime I want to go. By the way, whilst I was on my travels, you know how I've always talked about how I'm not really an anime person, right? So I need to get rid of the clothing first so I can figure out the body. I need to stress out the body. I watched an anime on the plane. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was called Lazarus. Does anybody know what that is? Okay, so I got problem with chibis. All right, we're just might have to distort and warp things here a little bit. Yeah. Let's see if we do this and then we take the head. I got to make it big because that's a problem. Every time that I do this, it's like, but I think that has a little bit more energy to it. I need to shrinky dinky him a little bit so I have some room to work with. But it's called Lazarus. Now I had to be careful because it was rated MA, and I'm like, dear God, what do they have in this? And some of the other ones that I looked at, they have like adult themes, and I'm like, I don't need cartoons making out with each other in mommy and daddy ways. Okay, like I don't need that in my life. And so I watched it hesitantly, and it was really good. It was really good. I don't know how many seasons there are. There were 5 episodes that were available on the plane. So good. Very intriguing. So I guess I can act. I have to say and rephrase everything now. So it's not that I'm not into anime. I'm just very particular. I guess anime is kind of like books, right? The saying with books is that it's not that you don't like to read. It's just that you haven't found the right book. So all right. We want energy. We want more energy. More energy. All right. The problem is that maybe I need to have this down more. Maybe that's where I'm losing focus here. Yeah, I need to get it away. Away. And then there's this weird hand pose here, which it's another study in Scarlet. Something like this, and we'll get the proper whatnot later on. Let me get the but we're off to a better start here. So just lowering the shoulder blade already, but making it so you'll notice what I was talking about with tension. Look at this hand. I know it's blurry, but like he doesn't just have his hand up like this. This is like this. So you'd be surprised how much our body language is a language that conveys emotion. I mean, I know it sounds pretty straightforward, but it's these things that people don't pay attention to and that artists do. Like I said, otherwise it looks more like he's a dancer, like he's very fluid and graceful versus ready to attack. You know, it's kind of like when you have a kitten paw and it's all cute and fluffy, and then they snicked, you know, and their claws come out. So that is the difference. The tension in the rest of the body is just as important as the expression of the face when it comes to drawing your characters and conveying whatever emotion it is that you want. So part of the lesson. All right. So And he does also kinda need to be muscular, but I think we need to get the pose down first. This is much better now that I've lowered the arm a little bit and set it back a little, some because his, like, weird '80s, whatever this is, these shoulder pads, which are giving, office worker vibes are, they're there, you know? Okay, so I've got that. I think that significantly helped the pose. Um and you'll also see all the tension that's in the clothing. All of this stuff goes into the overall appearance and expression of the character. Um, the clothing helps tell you what the body is doing. Not just the pose, but how hard he's going at the pose, if you will. There's smiling, and then there's yeah, All right. I know that this leg is a problem, and I was having issues with that, so I am trying to see how we can change that. So, 'cause he's kinda got yeah, alright, let's get rid of this foot here, and then draw it so he's kinda got his knee, we're gonna do a little thing here to help us understand. Let's see. I started watching a documentary last night, a documentary series, actually, I finished it, it was so good. I know a majority of my watchers are dudes, nevertheless, I'm sure many of you at one point heard about America's Next Top Model, and it was, like, back in the early 2000s, and it just took the world by storm, and I remember being really infatuated with that show. Um, it was fun it was dramatic, but it was interesting because at that time frame, I was getting into the arts, and then how old was I? I didn't watch it when it first came out, it was a couple of seasons in, right? But I was a photographer for a couple of years, and I learned a lot of interest because I loved portrait photography, and that's what I did my business with, was family portraits or personal portraits, whatever the case might be, and I watched that show and I learned a lot about the behind the scenes of what goes into a pose when someone's smiling. So whenever I take a person's picture nowadays, even if it's just somebody like that says, "Hey, could you take our photo?" Right before I click, I always say, "Good posture." And everybody automatically goes like this, and their faces look better and they're much happier with their picture. So I learned a lot of that, like from watching the show. I actually watched the show not just for the fun of it, but for the educational benefit of it all. But anyway, I remember, like, there were a lot of questionable things that were going on, and they just released a like I said, this docuseries on Netflix, and fascinating stuff where it's like they said all the quiet parts out loud. Apparently, Top Model went viral again because people started watching it and then reacting to it on social media, and the ideas that we had for beauty standards back then are so different from now, and the body shaming that took place back then is such a big no-no now. I mean, telling skinny girls I'm talking about gals that are like 120, 115 pounds and telling them that they're too fat. My, how far we have fallen. And wait, no me without you? Okay. Um And then you just find out all the dirty, underhanded stuff, and it's just the corruption and the whatnot, and it's like, yeah, we all kinda knew that it was wrong to tell skinny chicks that they were fat. But nevertheless, we just what's fascinating about that psychological energy is that we all just accepted it and be like, "Well, that's the beauty standards. Well, that's just fashion. Well, that's modeling for you." And it's like, "Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right." And it's been like 15 years or whatever since then, and we finally learned our lesson. Fascinating stuff. I loved the beginning of it when it talked about Tyra Banks. Now, again, this is I know, dude, model stuff, not really for the guys. Nevertheless, the business aspect I found very fascinating, and that applies to all, where Tyra Banks, she had her own struggles because back then it was true that not a lot of young Black ladies were in the modeling sphere. There's just a handful of them, and that she kind of paved the way. She forced herself into it. Um, and she was a force to be reckoned with from what I'm understanding through all of this. And she really paved the way, which is a good thing. But then it went from a really great idea to basically chasing the light, chasing the fame, trying to keep something alive that no longer worked. I mean, they went for like, what was it, 25, what they called cycles, but they were like seasons. They went it was a long time, but, like, after I think it was, like, season 16 or whatever like that, it started getting gimmicky, and from what everything that I've learned, especially through YouTube and things like that now, it's like nothing changes if nothing changes. Your ratings will go down if you're relying on the same thing. It's like the people that you were catering to before, your audience that you had in the beginning of your TV show, they only stay around for a little while because just like Survivor, it's just gonna be more of the same. So you have to change things up. The problem was that they decided to give up the things that people loved in order to chase gimmicks that nobody wanted. So they started firing cast members that made the show and started doing the gimmicks like, Britain's Next Top Model and dudes for the next top model. And while none of that it's necessarily wrong, they got rid of the people that everybody wanted to watch. So it's kind of like here on YouTube when you see your YouTube, your favorite YouTubers changing the way that they do stuff on YouTube. It's not so much, you'll miss it. I remember the same with the company with Matthias from Team Edge when they made a lot of changes. But the thing was you had to adapt because you have brand new audiences, and it's just that's how it is in the business world. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going away because that's the person that you came to watch. So when that person's there, you're happy because that's the person. And then if they change things, that's fine. But if they disappear, then it's like, so it's a catch-22. It makes it really rough, but that's just business. And so just watching it how Tyra Banks basically built this empire and then refused to let it go, just kind of refused to let it die, and then made cuts that were detrimental because she was trying to hold on to something that didn't work anymore. So that was fascinating. Kind of like a little life lesson there, honestly. It's really good. I don't like that. I kinda like the shoe that I had, sort of, not really. I don't know, it looks a little bit too like a flamenco dancer or something like that. I gotta what do men's shoes look like? Like, I don't spend a lot of time on shoes, maybe that's something I need to change. Just like my experience with creating backgrounds is very minimal, creating shoes is very minimal. "Hey, bro." I'm not your bro. But hello and welcome in. Full Metal Panic is a great anime series. Okay. Alright. Food Wars? I think I've is that the okay, I'm not trying to call people out or whatever. Like what you like, do what you do, you're an adult. But Food Wars, isn't that the one where they like make weird yummy noises and their clothing falls off and stuff like that? Like Phil and Nadia were on the channel at one point talking about it, and they said, "Yeah, no, if this is the right show, where it's like, this is not really for you, Tabitha, because they have like these weird superpowers." Like Nadia's like, "You never eaten food that was so good, you just couldn't help yourself." And Phil's like, "Yeah, there's a couple of episodes where like the girls get so excited about their food that their clothes fall." I'm like, but I could be wrong. That might be a different show. I don't know. Kevin Dino, welcome. Brett for $5 says, "How much would it cost to have you draw one of my selfies for me? I would love to see myself as a chibi character." How much? How much? Well, if you email me, Brett, at dreamingtabitha at gmail.com. Where is it? Here we go. If you're interested in discussing with me about commissioning me to draw something for you and create something for you, just email me here and we can talk. We can talk and I can send you it kind of depends on what all you want, right? So, I mean, I kind of have a fixed price for certain things, but if you just give me an idea, like email me, tell me what it is you're looking for, we can talk. So just email me here. But thank you so much for donating to the arts, for contributing to the artistic ecosystem. Where are we? Where are we? Thank you so much. I'm sorry I didn't do a proper build up. It's been a little while since I used these, and I'm like, "Where is it? Where is it? Let me concentrate, let me focus." And then there it was. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed those french fries. Yep, that's Food Wars. Yeah, you know what? Again, like, apparently, like, it's a fun show and it's really popular, but that's just not my style. It's not something that I would necessarily find myself watching. I really apparently okay, so from what I'm gathering, what I really enjoy so far, the animes that I have enjoyed, are the Finding Neverland, Death Note. I did enjoy, Ti no, it's not Titanfall, it's, t uh, something with Titan. It's very popular. It was even in Fortnite. Titan, something Titan, Titan something. Shoot, I forgot what it's called. It's been a while. I never finished it though, but I really liked it. And then I find myself watching this show, Lazarus. And so I'm thinking that I like it where it's not too Attack on Titan. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God, I knew Titan was there somewhere. I couldn't remember. Hello, Buggy Dubby. Welcome in. So it seems like I really like the stories that I don't know, seem to have a little bit of a conspiracy behind them as well. Um, so that might be the driving force of my interest when it comes to anime. So maybe, perhaps. By the way, I think I did a great job on this sketch of this hand. I'm just saying. But okay. So it's just I think that's what it is. Although I did enjoy also Dungeon Delicious. I thought that was super fun. I once again, I never finished it, but I thought it was super fun. It's also on the Netflix. See, I don't want it to be too long of a foot here because it needs to look like one foot is I'm kinda back where I started, aren't I? Alright, let's see if we can manipulate. So we're gonna duplicate this, hide that, go to liquefy, and, like, let's just see what we can do here. Um, oh, that's the wrong one. And then I think I need to, like, make this thicker or something. I don't know, is his waist too cinched? I don't know, it's like the things are throwing me off here. Um, You're Under Arrest is also a great comedy. I did watch Spy Family, and I thought it was fun, but it didn't captivate me, right? I think I like the slightly darker, like I said, more, conspiracy related ones. You're Under Arrest. I'll have to look that I mean, yeah. Recommends Samurai 7 and the original mobile Sweet Gundam. Okay. Have to check that out. Irish Jedi, Delicious in Dungeon. Well, I know it's weird because it is called Dungeon Delicious. But I really look at Tabby Boots. That sounds scandalous. All right. So I think one of my problems is I didn't really do the physique the way I normally would. See, normally I have my little gourd bodies here, and that kind of helps tell me where everything is. So as also it is with chibis, you know, I have this reference. He's not a chibi. Maybe I need to excuse me, the reference is not a chibi, you know, not my character, but what if I do something like this. And then my goal was to let me grab all this. My goal was to then kind of turn him like this so that he was going to be jumping and like going towards Kitana when we did do the what's it called? The arena. Arena. Hey, Ruggy 7777. A good show on Netflix is The Night Agent. Ooh. A lot of good ones. Footwear for ninjas. There you go. See, then I would have to change the foot. So this would make sense. So see, the difference is too, is that my Sub-Zero I want in the air. This Sub-Zero is let's try this. That's a piece of the puzzle that I wasn't puzzling together, is that this Sub-Zero is meant to be landing. I know he's got a little stump there, but that just kind of helps me. We're still in the sketching phase here, which is terrible because I thought I'd had it pretty good figured out. Pretty goodly. Something like this. Yeah, we'll just leave that off right now. This is a little bit better. There's a little bit more stress on the body, so I'm okay with that. It's amazing how we start with see, but then I feel like this is too. It's all part of the process. Trust the process. Okay, so we've got so it's going to sound really weird, but it's just how it is. You kind of have to have an idea of where all the body pieces are, right? So we need to have an idea of where the crotch is. Otherwise, I can't work around it for the legs to make things make sense. It's just the science. You got to trust the science, right? So you kind of have to put that in place in order for the rest of the body to make sense. This is why anatomy is so important. And it might seem like, oh, anatomy, people think, well, you just need the body and the arms, right? But the body obviously is made up of so many other things that if you don't know where things are, then you can't put them in the right place. That kind of helps me. His leg is really long and trying to figure out. Okay, so a foot, they usually have them like pointed here. And then so he would have his knee something like this. Right? So we're just kind of drawing here. It's a really sad, gimpy little foot. It's because I don't have a reference. It's because I'm trying to do it out of my brain and I don't understand. It's like a pirate. What are we doing? See, now I could turn it sideways if I wanted to. That we could try that. That seemed to work out a little bit better. I know it's a little too long. It's just part of the process. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's not perfect, and I understand that, but it's what we got. The balance too, what's interesting with doing ninjas is that like fighting ninjas is the fact that ninjas are graceful, right? You know, from what we understand of I don't know, what do ninjas do? Do they do kung fu? I don't know what version of karate or whatever it is that they do. But we're just gonna say karate, okay? It's a very powerful but graceful action. So it's kind of like dancing, but meant to be a weapon. And so trying to transfer that idea and that concept is difficult in and of itself as well because you have a character who is masculine and all this kind of stuff. Let's see. So this is kind of like he's doing something like this. I'm looking at let's try this. No, I don't let's see. his leg is like too thick or something, or it's not long enough. So trying to make that happen is difficult in and of itself as well. By the way, only a couple more weeks until MegaCon. What? I got new stickers made to pass out to folks because there's a lot of networking that goes on. You meet some really cool people. But look at these amazing stickers with my chibis on it. Isn't that cool? Look how shiny they are. I got the ones. They are the hard thing for me is that they're girly looking, right? Because I did choose colors that I enjoy and whatnot, but I felt like that best, fit who I am as a person. But then I figured I would try to pick all of my most masculine looking, either current day, interest versus masculine characters because it's like you wanted to appeal to everyone. It's hard. It's hard when you're doing chibis because I don't know that many guys are interested in chibis, but you want to, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, okay. So this is better. The rage will definitely come out through the eyes, but I'm going to. I wonder if I should, because I think that I made his physique too much in the shape. There we go. We get some masculine energy here. I think I went too broad. Ninjas mythically have a great balance and body control. They can stand on a twig on water. Yeah, that is mythical because that's not science, Hey, Real Steven TV. Good morning. Yes, good to be back. Good to be back. Okay, so this is a lot better. And then we could, where's my reference? So his arm is actually meant to be up. So but I am changing the dynamics of the pose because I want Kitana, over here, and he's basically coming down on her like that, with a punch and a falcon punch. But I think we're in a better position. Having the rage, again, it's going to have to be a lot about in the face here. But if I can put a lot of duress into the hands, because his fingers are, let's see, they're just clutched. Yeah, that's going to be the thing. It's the fingers. Retro Collective, hello, welcome in. How are you today? I hope you're doing super duper well. I think I forgot to upload an asset. That's terrible. It's terrible. We'll do it for tomorrow. But shout out to my patrons over there. That's shout out to Retro Collective and all the rest of you. All right. So, what's really hard is this area because this is kind of what's making him look like a gnome versus like a really cool looking ninja, and trying to figure out what is it about this thing. Cause it kind of, he is a chibi, but he's meant to be kind of menacing. So I played around for a long time with this element here. Just the slightest curvature makes a difference and you want it to be masculine. So I think we'll go with there. I'm not a huge basketball person. I'll watch it, but thanks, Brett. I appreciate the recommendation, but I'm more of a soccer girly, so I'm looking forward to the World Cup. Vamos a Brazil. I want Team USA to win, but they've been crappy for the last forever, so always be rooting for Brazil. Except for when Neymar decides to become a total wussy anal whiny bag, but he's really a phenomenal player, so very talented guy. Okay, so this is a lot more powerful than what we first started with. I think I have that. Let's show off where we started from. So that's not exactly where we started from, but it's an idea. Excuse me. So I think I've made some pretty good progress in that, even if the smallest details, because they give me the direction. All of these things are basically arrows to let me know. I do wonder What would happen if we tilted this more? Like, all right, let's do this and then. Yeah, that's the money spot right there too. I think. Personal opinion. All right, let's try to fix his head. Let's see if I can redo what I did. Yeah, there's a lot of power in this as well. See, I have to I really just need to pose myself. I'm really angry and pose myself, but that's really, really hard. So, that makes sense that he would really be like his head would kind of shrink into his shoulders a little bit because you're bracing yourself for a very powerful attack if you're going to be engaging in a fight while you're enraged. So that makes sense that the neck and the shoulders kind of come together a little bit. Your body has a natural defense mechanism. Your body has a natural defense mechanism when going into a fight. So having it hunched over and ready, all the muscle. This makes sense. This makes total sense. So I like this is so. Oh my gosh, this is so much better than when we first started. It still needs some work. I think that. Let's see. Let me push this hand just back a little bit. That's better too. So now I have a rough, very rough. I have to do some study on the muscles, but I have a very rough, but much better idea of where this needs to go for the rage that this character feels. I think I've done it. So let's just kind of leave this here for a second. I'm going to duplicate this once again, duplicate the head once again. I'm going to get rid of these things here. And I'm going to schmerge. Actually, let's see. We're going to do this, and we're going to schmerge these two. And let's get rid of some of these details. We got a couple of minutes left before I have to get going and work on some more commission pieces. I was editing a video early this morning. And then I've got to do some more. By the way, also Patreon dropped today. We've got a vlog over there. Should be coming sometime, I think, this afternoon. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're over there, leave me some thoughts about what you think of the video. And then we're also going to be dropping coloring pages today for both YouTube members and the patrons of the odds. So this is much better. So once I figure out the the kind of aggression that goes along in the face here, it'll be in. Thanks, Brett. Appreciate that. Back to lurking mode, mechanical mechanisms that mechanically mechanize. I like this. Yes, exactly. So let's go to red. All right, so he has a belt. This seems to be very important part of. So we've got ourselves a belt. And then we've got this shoulder piece thing that we might not get to witness. In its vast glory here. Yeah. Okay, so then he's got this. It's coming along, okay? It's coming along. Hola! It's Naomi without you. Nari! Maria is free next Tuesday. Are you? Naomi, it's almost MegaCon season. What say you? What say you? Heck yeah. Naomi and I are going to be doing some fun stuff as well. For the fans, of course. All right, so he's got like this weird thing that comes out, and it's got to go over something like this. There's a big maybe. I'm free tomorrow. Okay, keep me in the know. I'd love to have you on. The folks would love to have you on. So I did say next. Did I say next Tuesday? She said she's free next Tuesday, but you're welcome to come on as well. Hot take Tuesday. I'm gonna get to the hot take that I've been wanting to get to for like a month. Okay, so he's a chibi, so we need to keep this a little bit shorter too, because everything's got to be short, squat. Something like this. Yes. Can't have it too long. And then he's got the thing just kind of goes over his leg and disappears. Maybe this is too long. That way we can match it up. Nomi, did you participate in the poll? Are you part of the problem of why I had to draw Sub-Zero instead of Johnny Cage or something? Are you part of the problem? Who did you vote for? Did you even vote, bruh? Here we go. We're just going to make it go over like this. Like that. He's got like this pointy belt situation, and it kind of goes like this. Oh, whoops. Down, over. Ooh, he coming together. I don't vote. Don't know where this was didn't know there was an election. Wow. You don't even, I would just about say, you don't even watch my stuff, but you're literally here. So you should vote. You should need to vote. Remember, there was subscriber voting privileges. All right. And then we have the fabric, which Tabitha is learning. I meant didn't. Well, you don't vote. That's what I heard. All right. So he's got, I wonder if this, hang on, let me look at this. Sub-Zero. Okay. So there's like some optionable gimmicky stuff going on because he's got like, if we look at this picture over here, he's got like spikes coming out of his boots. And that doesn't seem like we have to do that. Thank you, Real Steven TV, a real American over here. So we're just gonna kind of give him the boots that I tend to give a lot of people, and then we'll finagle and finesse the boots later on. But I mean, they're not bad. By the way, tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sevi and I are back at it again, trying to carry the glass. Let's see how far we can get this time. Should be loads of fun. He was based on Jean-Claude Van Damme. Oh, fascinating. Something like this. And he's kind of got, I don't know, have to look better, but that looks pretty cool. Reverse controls. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Don't even. That was such a nightmare. I mean, it's there for the viewers' fun. So, I mean, why not? I did it to myself. That was rough. I'm glad Sevi was a good sport. Sevi's so pretty. She was so sweet last night. Can't wait to see her again. All right. Are we looking Sub-Zero-y? By the way, I'm going to share. We would love to have more subscribers and all that good stuff. over on the gaming channel. Be sure to check out the gaming channel. And this is the link to the stream for tonight. You can click the notification bell. That way you don't miss all the fun. There we go. Let me get back up here. It's gonna be good. Yeah, the muscles from Brussels. All right. Wait, where's my okay, so then he's got the mask and it's got like, I'll have to figure out the mask and stuff, I think. I mean, we did something there. I don't know if that's I need to look closer at what his mask. There's like a lot of variations to what his mask looks like. So I have to pick, I guess, the particular generation of Sub-Zero that I want to base this off of. I want to kind of keep it closer to the original, like the game, like keep it in that simplified form. I'm really happy with this, and I can't wait to get like the ice spikes and stuff like that that I plan to include there. I think I will kind of still play around with I think maybe something like this would look better. Yeah, that already looks way better. So, oh, that's so much. It's amazing. The slightest change in detail, what that will do. Um, but I do have to get going, guys. I want to thank you all so much for being back and being a part of the show. I can't tell you how much that means to me. I can always try, but I am. I'm always flabbergasted that you guys show up, that you hit the like button. Some of you share it over on Twitter and trying to grow the dream team over here for the brush hour segment. And I hope you're happy with the content. There's gonna be videos that are coming back out. Um, I'm in process of working on those. I just finished editing a He-Man video, and, I finished the artwork for that. I will be releasing, like I said, the coloring pages for what we did, together, and you're helping my creation with the He-Man. What was it? It had to be He-Man. He had to be doing a heroic pose, and it needed to include a cup or a snack or a beverage or a snack. So, I've been enjoying these. It's really, really great. Can't wait for more. Thank you so much for your patience. I love the way that Sub-Zero is turning out so far. I'm gonna try to do some more work on him behind the scenes later on, and then tomorrow, we're gonna be trying to do the arena where he and Kitana are going to take this epic battle to new heights. So, appreciate all of you. Like I said, thank you so much for your support in all the ways that you do that. And I'll also be changing some stuff up over on the Patreon in the near future. I have to do a little bit more research and ask some friends a couple of questions. But I know some of you over on the gaming channel, like you were interested in playing games and like, golf with your friends and stuff like that. We might have some membership benefits for that. So I'm looking into that. So maybe we play games together. I think that would be really fun. Like the typical games like Mario Kart and golf with your friends and what's that other one? We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I think that would be really fun, but I got to get my life together this week. By the way, for those that had asked, yes, my finger is doing much better. I can actually bend my finger. It's still not totally back to where it needs to be, but I can do things now. And that is all I've ever wanted. Be sure to say hello to Smooth DJ over there on the kick side, because that's where I'm throwing you. Catch you all later on the flippity floop side. Why can't my host? What's the deal? I want to throw you over there. Oh, I gotta pick Shmoo. Tell him I said hi. I appreciate all of you very much.
You are so